Disclaimer. In this video, as we are getting the latest release of Cobalt's Dragoon, the first left Beyblade in Beyblade X, I've decided in this video to obtain some of the first left rotating bays of each of their respective generations and open them and actually give a little bit of history with them and try them out. So I want to give a huge shout out to the boy Keo for any help with any information, as well Think for any information on Plastics DB to actually help me out on this. And with that being said, let us celebrate the launch of the first left rotating bay in Beyblade X by taking a look at the past. So starting us off, we have Dragoon S. Now it's kind of hard to get like a super original one, and I wanted to kind of open something, but alrighty, we have our box with Dragoon S. Look at that, Tako Kiyomiya. Very nice to see. I couldn't get the original Dragoon, by the way. Literally, the original Dragoon is a pain in the ass to actually buy, so we're getting the alternate variant, but you know, it looks very beautiful just to see kind of part of the past box. In case you are not familiar with how Dragoon and Plastic Generation works, your bit chip, which is going to have the little sticker on the top of it, that's what goes on the top. Your attack ring is basically it's going to make contact against your opponent with the plastic contacts. Your metal weight disc is literally that, a weight disc. Spin gear for the spin direction, and then after, what is it, your blade base, that's just like the bottom part. It's not too complicated. Okay, let's open this thing. It'd be funny if I got scammed from this, right? It'd be funny. Nope. Hey, now we're talking. Okay, this seems pretty good condition. I even got a launcher. Oh, and the ripcord's right there. Oh shit. Okay, hey, look at this. All right, so these are like the original Dragoon stickers. This looks really cool. I love the beauty in this. This can be fun to actually open. So. Hey, very nice. Oh, those things dropped out. This looks like, oh, so this is the protector, right? Because the plastic and the sticker are exposed, so that you would have like a protector on there just so it doesn't break or, you know, come. They always had these random ones. I don't know which one this is supposed to be. I just know in some of these when you open, they just have like some random sticker there, but yeah, whatever this one is, cool. But the cool thing about the original generation of Beyblade is that they were all basically model kits. They, of course, abandoned this as time went on. Like the later generations that you get into, everything now is just super easy to assemble. But this was like the real shit, because you actually had to put effort in assembling, and I kind of miss it, because I do kind of like the idea of just building on model kits. I never got like stuff like Gundam or whatever, but you know, I do kind of just appreciate the existence of this. I just think it's cool. Okay, we're gonna speed run the assembly. So this is your original bit chip, just looking at it. Very pretty to see, and I love the silver on this version of it. And we'll move on very quickly to just showing off, before we go in depth, just on the attack ring. This feels so cool just looking at these things. Obviously you have your waist disc, which I think I might have the second mold on this, but yeah. Your blade base, which I do have to insert the rubber, but I'll do that in a second. And then after, just like this is like the spin gear, and this is the protector, but now listen, Reverse Dragon, I do know there are different molds with it, and I believe like between the Hasbro one, it's a little bit thicker than some of the Takara Tomy ones, whatever, but because it's thin and the angles create stress points, it can have significant rotational recoil and kind of break pretty bad. I know Hasbro, I think, had some different molds on this where they tried to fix it, but it's got a very aggressive design and very sharp contact points with some decent enough reach. It's a good part, but obviously risky, especially when you consider the breakage fear that you can probably have with Dragoon S. The right spin, if you try to use it, it's ass, so don't try to. It's not really worth it for whatever you're attempting. We have a weight disc, which is called 8 wide. So 8 wide is 8 pieces of ass. It is remarkably very light. 2 outclass, it doesn't really have that much use, not really that much special. But we do got something that is really nice about Dragoon, which is our nice rubber bottom, which is the Storm Grip base. Yeah, so the Storm Grip base was initially considered to be actually effective, but as time went on, it was kind of just seen as like too slow, unlike how it originally is. It was beneficial on the fact that it had low height, but the issue was it didn't have that much speed or aggression for a lot of the more consistent performance. And obviously, like, the rubber hardness will vary on like Sonokong and Hasbro, since those are like a little bit softer. Takara are pretty close to being plastic-like, but still, you know, Storm Grip Base was pretty popular for like the upper attack strategies. The other options that were kind of better than this were like the customized grip base or the SG grip change base. Your real issue here is that a lot of other stuff just does a way better job than it. Now you can also invert this if you want to. Some are able to. This is technically not legal, but if you want to do something where you kind of basically just boost the attack power by quite a bit and make it a little bit more aggressive and fun to use, this happens on some of them that you can actually do it on. You could invert the rubber by placing it on the bottom, but yeah, cool. What about this with like the rubber? There's about 3.7, 4.13, and then at 0.3 for the weight disc is about 13.23, and then after this attack ring is about 3.44, protector's about 1.0, and then after this is about 1.6. Your entire bottom on this is about 8.48. Dragoon S is a total of about 26.78 grams. Fully assembled, you gotta appreciate Dragoon. Just looks so stunning. It feels really like awesome that I'm able just to take a look at the past and just see these things. Because, I don't know, I only experienced originally Metal Fight growing up, but just seeing this is like, wow. There is, of course, your ripcord launcher, and look at this. It has the little dragon on there, the Dragoon. So obviously you just load up your bay like this, and then after you just let it rip. So very excited to take this out for a spin, quite literally. So we have Dragoon here, so I'll do a little test launch. So I'll say 3, 2, 1, go shoot! So you'll notice that the speed of Dragoon's obviously not going to be super fast, just because small rubber flat bottom, right? It's very tiny. But it's cool, it's cool, it's cool, very nice. So we'll obviously just have it against a little opponent here, huh? Your opponent's going to be, look at this, a wall board. 3, 2, 1, let rip. Okay, then after 3, 2, 1, let rip. 3, 2, shoot. Alrighty, look at that. We'll just do 5 rounds per generation, I guess, but very nice launch. Yeah, this is it. It's cooked. It's done.
No, let it go all the way down.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, never mind. We'll go down again. Oh no!
I went back. No, that's you.
Yeah. Sure is. By a lot.
Okay, now we gotta wait till the end.
Obviously. That's the most fun part.
3, 2, shoot. Alright, now any of you Metal Fight fans, come over here. Now let me tell you about the Forbidden Bay. Not that one. Alrighty, well this is how it literally came in from my Metal Fight stuff, so I did actually take a little bit of a gander, if you will, at some of this stuff. So some stuff I just got extra, I guess. Okay, actually we did get some bonuses. Look at this. This is the original Pegasus. Seems to be a gold lightning. Okay, this is like that black lightning l-drago, I guess. And this is Wolf. Aha, this is my original l-drago. Bottom's kind of incomplete. That's why we got this. Okay, so I don't want to use this clapped face bolt, and I kind of want to get the feeling of the original one. So obviously we're going to combine both of these because you gotta, but I'm going to get a spare face bolt of l-drago, and now we can kind of get a little bit closer to that like original feeling. I don't think I've ever owned the original one other than like the gold one that's real, but huh. This is also a bonus, I guess, a left launcher. Not seen better days, to say the least, but look at this. You get like the manga Jenga sticker on here. Bro, I don't know, how does this even happen? Look at this. This is like a sun UV light or something, just turn this all piss. So we look over to our first part, which is the face bolt on a Metal Fight bay. Now that is what connects your bays together and does not really do anything special. Hey, did you know that the l-drago and l-drago stands for left dragon? Faces don't really matter in the sense of any real impact, unless of course you want to be competitive, in that case a metal face, because that actually gives you a lot of weight and something you do greatly need, and especially for the original l-drago, yeah, probably one of the things to look out for. Your metal wheel, which this is what makes the contact with the opponent. Now unfortunately for metal fight, I don't have good news for you, because while lightning is regarded as probably an amazing left spin attacker, the first l-drago actually was kind of ass. The first l-drago has the issue of being in the metal system, or if you want me to refer to it as the fan term, pre-hybrid wheel, where it's just so light, and I'm pretty sure this is one of the lightest for the hybrid wheel system. Like, bruh. Now the thing is this, because of the fact this was so light, you could only use this on a metal face if you wanted to get any competent use out of it, because the metal face gave it enough weight to be able to be used on a lot more shit. Now, l-drago is basically used on anything that was a low friction flat, not really related to KO, but mostly like for like the life after death, and it's mainly been just used on like wide flat. It doesn't really KO anything effectively. You can just shove things out just because it's like left spin, but this is hollow, this is not. It looks cool visually, don't get me wrong, I love it, but I don't think it's good. Your spin track of 105 is what determines the height of the Beyblade, how tall or short is it, and in this case there is no special gimmick with it. Flat, quite literally, is just in the namesake. It's a basic flat, it's not anything special. Okay, well, we got the scale here, so let's just go over it. So, l-drago on itself is about, Facebook is 1.04. The original l-drago, look at how light this thing is. It's about 31, almost 0.6 grams. Wolf is way heavier than it. And this Pegasus is also way heavier than it. 105, oh wow, literally in that weight. Almost 0.6. So technically speaking, this total Pegasus is about 37.46 grams. This l-drago's, look at the disparity in the weight. Now if we try to change the parts up to give it that metal face, and then after, yeah, do you see how much you have to do on this thing just to actually make it get kind of close to that weight area? You literally need this, otherwise it's like, I mean, it's virtually useless as is, but still. So fully assembled, look at the l-drago. Very nice to actually see. It kind of sucks that the original one was really terrible. It just looked like, it just looks so impressive to see. Well, moving on. Now we got the crusty left launch, and I'm gonna be honest. So this is basically, I mean, this is technically from Lightning l-drago, but I don't know. I'll just show this. Look at this. And a left string launcher, I did like how l-drago kind of had this little pattern on it. I thought that was always nice to see. Yeah, there's just a left string. You have to obviously launch l-drago with something. But yeah, I mean, hey, it's cool. Just lock it in, and then after, nice. Let's first do a test launch with the l-drago. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. Okay, we'll be up against this Pegasus. 3, 2, 1, go shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Okay, this is looking good. A little bit low. Oh,
yes.
3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. Yep, that's on me. That's on me. That's on me. 3, 2, 1, shoot. 3, 2, 1, shoot. No, maybe.
Yeah. It's very powerful when you tilt.
Oh, great. Now we get to get this, but now with the metal ones.
Okay.
They make a nice sound when they hit each other.
Yeah. And the colors are nice too.
Now we enter on to the Burst era with Lost Longinus. This is the first left rotating bay in Beyblade Burst, and it made quite the impact, to say the least. Really having a lot of flashes to the past. It's kind of crazy too, because, well, I mean, l-drago, you didn't get to have the box design, but it's kind of crazy how they kind of made the boxes a little bit more visually stimulating each time they kind of gone through it. I think each of them have their own little aesthetic on it, but each had the significance of being a left spinning Beyblade. And I also do like this theme that they did in the design, where in Burst, boxes were white, but because this was a left bay, they put it in black just to like show like the inversion of everything. So that was always a nice feature. Plus, look at the metal on that thing. So yeah, let's just crack it open. You have your stickers and everything, and then after, obviously, your parts here. By the way, if you're wondering how a burst bay is composed, the layer is Lost Longinus. That's the top part that makes contact with the opponent. Then after, your disc is just the metal waiting for it, but also has different shapes, so that kind of matter for combinations to align with the layer and to maybe help it. And the driver in the bottom, the performance tip, is just the bottom. Or stickers, which is kind of funny, but the Burst era I feel is so crazily designed for like the sticker patterns compared to like previous generations. Also, to those wondering what these little stars mean, this was basically because since in the Burst era your base can explode, basically if you had duplicates, the stars were like the easy way to tell. There was the alternative, which potentially the star placement for like the weight distribution on discs, but honestly I just feel that's probably not true for the most part. I feel like the stars don't really matter. Now I get to the fun part, which is putting the stickers. So I do also like this thing where like, what I really like about drivers is that they actually do have designs on them for each of the bottoms, which is such a small detail, but you gotta appreciate the fact that they stay committed to that for the longest time. This is such a neat thing, but look, because obviously these have these little screws that hold it together, look at how they incorporate it into the design of the sticker so that it kind of just, like, it just feels natural when you see it. That's some of the stuff you gotta appreciate with some of the earlier stuff with Burst. Just a lot of like the clever things that they kind of do with the design of it, but yeah, this is nice to do again. There we go, voila. Yeah, also, I do want to mention this before we kind of just go over it, but I do actually like this detail that because each of these letters barely see it, actually if I put on the black this might be easier to see, but you'll see like an actual L symbol. I never understood why they never colored in the letters for the Takara releases, because it's such a cool thing for the design, but it doesn't go appreciated because you can't really see it. Now, this was the heaviest dual layer release. It had pretty good longevity because of the fact that it was very, very heavy and lasted part through the God era. Got a heavy weight, so obviously it would be pretty good for KOing. Now, actually, a fun fact is that it wasn't really the best on equalizing on the original parts that were probably for it. Once Beyblade Burst Gods, Drain, Fafnir, Lespin, Stamina type came around, like equalizing and stamina stuff, you just left it to that. Longinus couldn't do it. But there was this one combo that was like the stamina combo in Burst, like in the early time, it was like Odin Heavy Revolve. Super annoying to deal with, and Lost Longinus, like if you got it on like heavy or extreme, like heavy extreme or like on hold, that would be like your thing to kind of like take away those combinations and destroy them. The other parts on it are not too impressive. Like 9 was kind of just a boring disc. Basically this was just like, I guess, a reverse of the boost disc. Too light, too boring, not really anything special about it, kind of pointless. You then have to have the spiral driver. Now the spiral driver, it was pretty aggressive for the movement. You can only get it to really do a flat launch, and you can't really flower pattern with it. It had bad stamina, and it didn't really have real use. Like, you could maybe try to say, oh, you could try to stall with spiral, and you know, it wasn't really a good tip. I don't really think that tip ever was, but I think it's eh. Alrighty, well, just to go over the weights for everything. So first of all, let's give some perspective. So like Valkyrie here, Victory Valkyrie is about like all 8. Yeah, 8.61, and then after, look at the weight on loss. Like, by such a significant amount, like, of course it's gonna do very well for attack. The 9, this is about 20 points, 23. It's not like, I don't know, it's just like the shape of it's not really. 6.09. So actually, the really important thing with how these bays work in this era, because burst bays explode, when you assemble a bay, you hear this? This is the clicking sound, so when you lose clicks, the closer you get, you'll eventually release with a burst. But yes, the total weight on this is, look at the heftiness of this, 41.64 grams versus no contest, man. No contest at all. So fully assembled, man, I mean, the burst sticker design is still a little bit but I just love the beauty. The fact this was a painted disc, because all the discs are not painted. This is a painted metal disc of a beautiful blue. Probably one of my favorite looking blues that they have ever painted in Beyblade. It's so clean, man. How can you hate it? How can you hate it? This is a nice one. This is a nice one. You want to throw this also out there, but this is the left launcher for the burst era. So this is your left string. Yeah. Let's just get just an example. So obviously with burst, lock it in, and then after, let's get. Okay, we have lost. Let's just do a test launch. 3, 2, shoot. Now I'll let you use this one, and I'll be using good old Victory. Doing shoot.
I think you got this one.
Nope.
Maybe not.
The first run, I played it safe a little bit too much.
Wow. That's nice.
Doing shoot.
around. I'm scared to touch it and burst it. That's nice.
Shoot. Nope, I'm dead.
Oh wow, I like it.
Never mind.
I'm dead.
Nope.
My baby is going to sleep.
Wait.
Look at that.
Shoot.
Right.
Shoot. Oh my god. And it's another loss for me.
Yeah.
This is the first one, Dragoon Storm. Technically not the same original colors, but this is the original l-drago. This is Los Longinus, which is your first.
This one, because it reminds me of the Portuguese flag. This one.
This is the blue, so this one,
Yeah.
Ugly Child.
But this one is good as well. I like it a lot. The noises that it makes while they hit each other, so I like the three.
Go. So now, as we wrap up with final thoughts, what are my impressions on each of these generations? I think Dragoon, it's pretty good to see that it did have some decent impact in the history of it living, and I think that is really, really cool to see. I think l-drago is very funny that it's like, it was really shit, and then after they just like did like a 180 on the future one, but you know, and Burst, I've been through Burst, so I kind of already had the feeling. So it's kind of funny that basically every left except for the first l-drago had some decent impact in its original release. So that is kind of, I mean, you could say l-drago maybe had some, but But overall, I loved going over this history, and I loved getting help from friends of Kyo and Think for a lot of the advice in this, and I do hope you enjoyed this video. What memories do you have with any left rotating bay? Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about these types of videos. This is definitely a different style from a lot of the other content I've done, and probably in general for like baytubing. So I kind of really enjoyed doing this. This is kind of like my own shtick now, so I kind of like the approach I'm doing with this, but yeah, I want to say thank you all for watching. If you're a left fan, you're hyper Cobalt Dragoon, let me know in the comment section below. That really hurt my hand when I hit it on the desk. I don't know why I did that. But, yeah, as we have the end screens, Mall Bay's screen, that's going to be shown on there. That's our store. It's an optional way to support the channel. I appreciate any support regardless. Please buy from us if you're able to. If not, liking and commenting goes the same way for me. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I want to say hope you all have an amazing day. I want to say take care and bye.